I'm not here to bring shame to our country. I'm here to seek help for the women of Nigeria. Again, my name is Senator Natasha Akpabio. 5 days ago, on the 6th of March 2025, I was suspended. As a senator, I was suspended illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Akpabio.
Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. No be small, this matter between Senator Natasha Akpabio and Akpabio, the Senate President. This matter don't go international. It don't enter another level. As Senator Natasha don't go report to the UN. Onto this matter, she says she no go apologize though, because now wetin happen that she truly talk, and now just petition that she submit. Say she no go ever apologize. No be small, this matter go long. Guys, let me leave you to watch the full video, because this one like this, so in Nigeria don't they get international shame, international disgrace, or more. Who do us this one? Please guys, don't forget to like, comment and share this video.
Good afternoon, President of the IPU. Good afternoon, colleagues. I come with a heavy heart from Nigeria, but first I'd like to apologize to Honorable Kafila Ogbara. I am not here to bring shame to our country. I'm here to seek help for the women of Nigeria. Again, my name is Senator Natasha Akpabio. 5 days ago, on the 6th of March 2025, I was suspended. As a senator, I was suspended illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Akpabio. I thought that by submitting the petition, he would recuse himself, and both of us would submit ourselves to the Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition for a fair and transparent investigation. But unfortunately, I was silenced and I was suspended. I was suspended for 6 months, amongst many other stringent conditions, such as taking away my security, taking away all the officials, vehicles, and other items that were handed over to me as a senator. My salaries will be cut off. I must not appear anywhere near the National Assembly. And for 6 months, I'm not to introduce myself or present myself as a senator locally in Nigeria or internationally. That means I'm here illegally, but I had no other place to go but to come here and speak to you women, because this is a bigger picture. This is a bigger picture. It depicts the crisis of women political representation. My suspension is not just about me. It's about the systemic exclusion of women from political leadership in Nigeria. Women make up 3.6% of political offices, and in the Senate it's just 2.8. We have 109 men and only 4 of us are women. So right now it's 108 with only 3 women. This is a clear case of political victimization, punishment for speaking out against impunity, corruption, and gender-based violence. The United Nations Declaration 48/104 declares sexual harassment as a form of gender violence. The Senate's actions are an assault on democracy. I was elected by my constituents to represent them, yet a few powerful men have unilaterally decided to silence their voices by suspending me for 6 months. My call for an open and transparent investigation into harassment allegations have been met with hostility instead of accountability. If a female senator can be treated this way in the full view of the world, imagine what ordinary Nigerian women will go through every day in workplaces, in universities, and other aspects of our society. A culture of harassment and silencing must end. And this is not just a Nigerian issue. It is a global one. Women in politics, media, and businesses face threats, intimidation, and violence for simply demanding fairness. From sex for grades scandals in universities to harassment in workplaces and political spaces, Nigerian women have constantly been forced into silence. We need stronger legal protections and a zero culture tolerance for gender-based discrimination and intimidation. My call to the international community is such that the world must not stay silent as democracy and women's rights are rolled back in Nigeria. I call on human rights organizations, women movements, and democratic institutions to hold the Nigerian Senate accountable. Nigeria needs global partners to push for women's political inclusion, safety, and protection from political harassment. You may ask, what are my next steps? I will resist the political intimidation. In the past few days, a number of my colleagues, my male colleagues, have reached out to me and said, Natasha, all you need to do is apologize and retract your statements. And I told them I am not going to apologize. I will not apologize for my truth. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I told them that I will stand the 6-month suspension, and the very first day I return, I will represent my petition on sexual harassment. And I will continue doing so until there is a fair and transparent investigation. I will fight, thank you. I will fight this injustice and continue to represent my constituents, whether the Senate wants to hear me or not. I will work with women's group, civil society, and legal teams to ensure that this unconstitutional suspension is squashed. This is bigger than me. This is about ensuring that no other woman in politics or public office will ever be silenced again. Thank you so much.
For the Senate to consider lifting this suspension or reducing the tenure of the suspension, Senator Natasha Akpabio shall submit a written apology to the Senate before any reconsideration by the Nigerian Senate. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay.
Harassment is not something to be condoned. And it's gone on for ages, but it's not acceptable. And we almost understand that the silence of our mothers and our elders is not our silence. And also our own silence is not the silence of the younger generation. And they're pushing back, and they have a reason to. On the issue of the sexual harassment, at any time that a victim feels comfortable or have had enough and speak out. We must understand that a lot of time there are always remote causes to something. You take it in, you keep quiet, and there's a moment where you just can't take it enough. And I think Senator Natasha Akpabio got to that particular stage, and when it was like, enough is enough. I can't keep being harassed. And we know, we all live in Nigeria. We know the kind of environment that we live in, and the fact that women are not protected. And so you find women across everywhere, even little children are being, harassed. And now we have someone at the level that she is speaking out, and yet, they're sort of like trying to silence her. And I think what is most instructive, and I haven't seen this from the Senate, is the fact that there needs to be an independent investigation. Nothing is being said about this. Focus is more on technicalities. And even if we go into the technicalities, when I see us talking about, the Senate being an institution that needs to be protected, it has its own laws and everything, why is it that the Senate, it looks as if it's almost like it has a court-like, mafia-like kind of appearance to it, whereby there are members who behave badly, who do badly. You never see the Senate coming out to actually punish them or suspend them at any time. And this is a pattern. Nigeria needs to watch out for this pattern. At any time that you see, any member of the National Assembly being suspended or something like that, it is either they're standing for the people, they're speaking up on issues that are happening, they're revealing information, or they're fighting injustice. And it becomes very easy to suspend it. And I'll give you a quick example. We saw a situation whereby, not this assembly, we saw a situation whereby a senator was caught on camera physically molesting a lady where he had gone to buy something. At the end of the day, fellow senators were saying to him, do you want us to protect you or not? And they ended up protecting him, and they didn't do anything about it. And if you think that the Senate is an institution that should be respected, they should begin to live by those examples. In terms of the sitting arrangement, we've even seen the Senate president, when he was a floor member, had also had its meltdown and breakdown over sitting arrangement. And this is not the first time. Senator Natasha is not the first to go ahead and do it. And so when we focus on technicalities and not on the issues and the injustice that we've seen, and to quickly add that on the issue of her writing her petition, yes, when you have a case, you're supposed to be the one to write your own petition. There are certain rules if they don't make sense, if it's not about equity, there's no justice to it. Sometimes you have to challenge those rules. Petitions that are coming from your members, from your constituencies, of course you're not supposed to sign it. But let me ask amongst the rules, I'm not very familiar with the Senate rules, so I would say yes, I'm not knowledgeable enough. But the question I will ask, is there a place where it explicitly says that if you are writing a petition against a fellow senator, you're not supposed to sign it, or is it the signing is only when petition is being brought in from your constituency? But beyond that also, and the biggest travesty of it all is the fact that the accused was also the judge in this case. If you're talking about the Senate being an institution that is so well respected, that is supposed to be of members who are distinguished, even though they haven't distinguished themselves, you would expect that they would have had the courage to have said to the Senate president, step down on this issue. Let someone else, an impartial person, stay on it and take charge of that particular session. And if the members of the Senate were unable to have the courage to do this, then you would have thought that integrity would have made the Senate president to excuse himself and come down and say, on this issue, since I'm the one who is being accused, let me step down and let this go on. None of that happened. And for me, the question is this: what right does the Senate or members of the Senate have to take away something that the Constitution of this country has given someone? Senator Natasha was not made a senator by her fellow senators in the Senate. She was made a senator by her constituents who voted for her. And even when there was issue with that whole election, she went to court and she got her mandate back. And so they cannot strip her of something that they were not the ones that gave them. And I don't think it makes sense for you to suspend somebody for 6 months. They don't have a right. They shouldn't have a right. And that should be challenged. And that has been challenged before. To suspend anybody from their legislative duty, what they can have a right to is to suspend you maybe from taking part in committee activities, from taking part in some oversight function. But for this is a travesty that we should all, stand up for. And let me just end up by saying that Senator Natasha was not humiliated. The Senate humiliated itself. It shows that it's full of men and women who don't have courage, who do not understand that they are all first among equals, and that they were sent in by their citizens, and their allegiance is supposed to be to the Constitution, to Nigeria, and to their constituents. They decided that they were going to bow their heads and do nothing when they saw injustice being done. And I will end with Senator Natasha's words. This injustice will not be sustained, and this will be the beginning that will lead to a shift in this country, by the grace of God.
Akpabio has vowed to sue former NDDC acting ND, Join Union, over harassment allegations against him. Speaking at an event, Akpabio dismissed Union's claims as baseless. He alleged that Union resorted to the accusations after failing to provide her NYSC or a valid NYSC certificate. Union had claimed in a 2020 Arise TV interview that she slapped Akpabio, then Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, when he allegedly tried to harass her. Let's go look.
We're having a meeting. Akpabio's meeting with me is either in Apple or at Meridian or whatever. Those are his meetings. I slapped him.
Well, Joy, are you accusing Senator Akpabio of attempted rape? Is that the point you are making? Or harassment?
Harassment sounds better, not true.
Okay, so you are accusing him expressly of harassment?
Yes, I am accusing him.
Rufai Oseni was right in that interview. She slapped Akpabio. That's what she claimed. And what has this accusation, or has it been proven? I mean, is it false? I want to just tie up everything so that you can speak well rounded. Well, I'll take a tweet that has been trending as well. This is from Chukwemeka, who wrote, "This is the Akpabio that is leading the legislature, the bedrock of lawmaking and policy oversight in Nigeria. These allegations were made to the media in plain, clear and explicit terms. Today, no prosecution. He is hiding under the APC to avoid accountability." He posted a video. Let's take a look at that video before we come back for a discussion.
When we first came to NDDC, on the day of going for the inauguration, he told me in the car that, "Madam MD, if you don't do what I say, the same pen with which I used to sign your letter, it will be the same pen that I will use to remove you." He said the first thing I should do when I get to Port Harcourt is to change the dollars in the NDDC account. And guess what? Akpabio never signs any document. He will always refuse to sign, but he will tell you to go and commit the fraud. For instance, he told me to go and raise a memo and give an emergency contract for flood victims. I am challenging him to deny any of these allegations because I have to round up for you people. But all the facts and all that I've said are all written in my document.
All right, I don't know if Akpabio is going to sue Join Union for this allegation as well, because I mean, this is serious defamation. Well, what ended this crisis? I mean, what's happening? Off your mic, there was an incident.
I'll tell you, see, this country is close to finished if care is not taken.
If care is not taken.
It's close to finished. This episode, all of a sudden, Senate President Mr. Akpabio now comes and says he wants to sue Join Union. What happened in the last 5 years? Till today, has he even told us what happened as regards the money that was misappropriated in the NDDC? Wasn't it off your mic that ended it? That's why I say it's close to finish. And Nigeria moved on. Because off your mic, and what next happened? Professor Ponde fainted. 5 years after, I never did anything. The question we should even ask, how did Mr. Akpabio get to the Senate? You remember the Supreme Court judgment? He went to run for presidency at some point. He came back, they said they had a placeholder agreement. And the Supreme Court ruled. That's how I got through the process in the first place. So it also goes back to our court process. Mm-hmm. And as for the person that said he doesn't want to interfere in Natasha's matter, but all of a sudden he's interfering.
Who's that? Reno Mokri?
Anyway,
yes.
We have seen a trajectory. So that's why I said I would not use my time to watch videos like that, with due respect. You see, this Natasha's call is an indictment on all of us as a country. And we fail to realize that. I've been able to chart the narrative for you. People with all sorts of unquestionable character get to the top. It's as if it's the criminals that get through the cracks in this country. And that's the system we've built. A woman said she was fast. Investigate is a problem.
Investigate, that's what we're calling for. Investigation.
If in a point where Natasha can't prove her point, I would be the one to come on and abuse the hell out of Natasha for wasting her time. If she can't prove her point. Like Voltaire says, I would do everything to make you. I might disagree with you, but I would do everything to make you have your say. Investigate. They tried to prevent her. They quickly suspended her. There's another scandal brewing that I'm hearing. It will come out soon. As regards even the people that signed that attendance. It will come out soon. I hear some senators are already disgruntled.
Yes.
It will come out soon.
All right, still on
then we now had the cases of somebody that was debarred many years ago in New York, even leading the ethics committee, and everything that transpired in that system. Then now to move it further, like I said last week, It's women that will always support the injustice against women.
Not always, not always. Some women.
And I'm going to prove it to you.
Some women.
Some women.
Yeah, the word is some women.
Yes. Some women. Because yes, there are some women.
Because we have seen in Nigeria so far, even the top senators, the female senators.
But we are seeing, we are seeing how women support this injustice against other women because it's easier for them to be used in telling the narrative. All we are saying, we are not saying that Akpabio or Natasha is right or wrong. Right. We are saying please investigate the matter. And but all the attempts have tried to sweep the matter under the carpet. So for those that want to sue John Junior, please, they should also tell us what happened in the NDDC case. Why was that case swept under the carpet?
Yes, yeah. All right.
And probably the court will also be able to tell us.
All right. In the meantime, here's a video showing a content creator who goes by the name Mr. Wi-Fi on TikTok, lamenting about the state of the road leading to the house of Senator representing Edo South, Neda Imasuen, who is the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges and Public Petition. Well, the content creator accused the senator of neglecting his obligations in his community, but was quick to recommend Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's suspension. Let's take a look.
My people, this road now leads to Senator Neda Imasuen house. Senator representing Edo South presently. In case you don't know the man when you handle Natasha and Akpabio case, when refer Natasha to suspension for 6 months, that be Senator Neda Imasuen. See road when Senator Neda Imasuen dey. What have you done me? Yeah. You dey feel the handle woman case for House of Assembly. You dey fast. You dey handle woman case, Natasha case. You dey suspend her. But see your road. We be like we not get senator for Edo South. Or that come and say make tell people what you don't do for Edo South. Even the road to your house is not good. See, you dey active for Senate. You dey submit petition. They say may they suspend Natasha. How far I come and be? How you come and be? We feel say maybe you know they talk for House of Assembly or for Senate House. We don't know say you they talk well.
Man, they talk well. They even suspend people. How far? How he be? Refine. How he be? I mean, look at this man saying zero. Zero. Can I take Atedo's tweet before you come to you? Let me take Atedo Peter Side's tweet, who's made a comment regarding this whole incident. Atedo Peter Side wrote, the most disturbing aspect of the Nigerian Senate hula baloo around Natasha Akpoti is that the Senate leadership must be aware that their suspension for 6 months is ultra-virus and also disrespectful to our constituents in Kogi State. But they don't care. Hashtag I stand with Natasha Akpoti. This is the main point. I want to unpack the fact that this man is calling out this senator who has bad roads in his place. He hasn't submitted a petition for the roads. What's happening?
They don't care.
That's the point.
And that's it. What's the point? They don't care. Rather than focus on their own Falano, they are so quick to set up this. Their kangaroo court is proven now. You forget that the chairman of the ethics committee is a lawyer. Anyway, there are stories about him being debarred at some point in New York. And they cleverly push the case forward. A lot of people are looking at that process again and saying, why quickly push the case forward when there's a court order? They confirmed that the court order was served. They violated the court order. You went ahead, you suspended the woman. You didn't just only suspend her, you took away her privileges. Yes. You took away her security. You took away everything from her because you want to prove a point. All we are saying on this matter is investigate. Nobody's saying Natasha is right or wrong. But once they hear investigate, their hearts start to do jim. Please, in a case where we find out the truth of this matter, we will be the ones also to come and report it. We're not taking any sides in this. All we just want, there should be an investigation, independent investigation that will get to the root of the matter. But I'm not surprised. You know why I'm not surprised? This is the same Senate Oji that added extra 170 billion. I mean, this same National Assembly added extra 170 billion to their 344 billion in their budgets. And the senator that will say he's going back to do constituency projects, look at the road around his vicinity. I'm not saying he can do it all. So it has shown that these people are disconnected from the people, and that's why I don't see the need for this constituency project. It's just an easy campaign tool for them, because when they come back, they claim they are the ones doing the project. The other day, the senator came to brag here about the constituency project. I just asked him 2 technical questions at the film. I said, who put down most of the money? He said over 80% was for constituency project fund. He was starting this project like himself. Yeah. I said, why did you raise the remaining 20%? He couldn't talk. I said, what was the total amount you spent on this project? He said he couldn't talk. Mm-hmm. So this is how these people take us for a ride. Let's move ahead, Oji.
All right, this is it. I mean, we really have to speak on this, but Femi Falana has spoken. He says that it is illegal and they should really overturn that suspension if we want to practice a democracy in Nigeria.
Once a woman is powerful, once a woman has a voice, when she's bold and she can speak, society don't always believe her. They will label her rude. They will label her pompous. They will label her that she lacks respect. They will label her that she doesn't respect a man. They will label her a lot of things. The only women that society like Nigerians want to celebrate are the doormats. The ones who are going to come out and say, I was raped. The ones who are going to come out helpless and vulnerable, and society will not pity them. The ones who the VDMs will come out to fight for. The ones who the NGOs will come out to fight for. The ones who the lawyers will come out to fight for. Those are the kind of people that our society, the kind of women our society celebrates. So long as you have a voice to come out boldly and look whoever in the face, they will not like you. They will label you Delilah and Jezebel just because you're bold about your truth. So the question is, should we change our tactics? Because I see that emotional blackmail sells. They like the weak ones. They feel like when you're weak, when you cry, that is what makes you a woman. Especially the weak men. They don't like women who have voices. They don't like women who are bold. That is the perspective I'm looking at it from. They are in court. There are lots of things that are alleged. But I was saying, maybe if Natasha had come with... maybe if she had used that strategy, it would have worked better. Maybe they would have paid attention to her better. But the fact that she came out bold, fearless, on my microphone, stop switching off my microphone, boldly look into the eyes of every man wearing agbada and suit on a national television. She's even a threat to a lot of men that has not even seen her or touched her. Not to talk more to the ones that have.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and please my love, don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that you'll be the first to be notified whenever I post a video. I love you. See you in my next video. Bye.